Over the past couple of weeks, we've seen some major developments surrounding Ripple and XRP, and naturally the questions keep rolling in. The biggest one, with all these big updates, why haven't we seen any strong price action? It's a question I get all the time. And here's the wild part. It's the same question I was getting over and over again leading up to November. And well, we all remember what went down in November, don't we? Before diving into this, let me take a moment to welcome everyone to the channel. If you're new here, I hope by the end of this video, you'll decide to hit that subscribe button and stick around for more. So as I said, we've been witnessing some pretty significant moves in the XRP space. Just recently, for instance, news broke that Hashkey Capital launched Asia's first XRP tracker fund with Ripple as an early investor. That's a big deal. But then I started hearing questions like, who even is Hashkey, or why does this matter? Let's break it down because the significance here might surprise you and it's worth paying attention to. Big news from Asia. Hashkey Capital, with Ripple as an early backer, has unveiled Asia's first XRP tracker fund in Hong Kong, offering institutional investors an easy way to gain exposure to XRP without dealing with the complexities of direct ownership. With features like monthly redemptions, this fund is set to make cryptocurrencies more accessible across the region. In their announcement, Hashkey Capital emphasized that this launch is a game changer for institutional access to XRP, the third largest cryptocurrency by market cap. Designed to mirror XRP's performance, the fund provides professional investors with regulated, institutional-grade exposure. No need to stress over custody, trading, or direct ownership hassles. But why XRP? Here's the exciting part. XRP is revolutionizing cross-border payments, delivering faster, cheaper, and more efficient transactions compared to legacy systems like SWIFT. Its native blockchain, the XRP ledger, is also leading the way in tokenizing real-world assets, RWAs. Already trusted by financial institutions and enterprises worldwide, XRP is proving to be a powerhouse in modern finance, a breakthrough for Asia, with more to come. Hashkey Capital has launched its third tracker fund, this time for XRP, following its Bitcoin and Ethereum offerings. With regulatory approval on the horizon, this fund could transform into an ETF within 1-2 years, opening new doors for institutional investors. A game-changing alliance with Ripple. The partnership goes beyond the fund as Hashkey Capital and Ripple team up to innovate, from new investment products and cross-vendor DeFi solutions to tokenization and even a money market fund on the XRP ledger. The potential here is immense. Ripple leads the charge. As the anchor investor, Ripple's involvement strengthens ties between two blockchain powerhouses. Their shared mission, driving institutional capital into regulated XRP products and pushing the digital asset ecosystem to new heights. So here's the deal. This is a major move, but who exactly is Hashkey? Let me break it down for you. Hashkey Capital is part of the Hashkey Group, and trust me, this is one massive ecosystem. Let's take a quick tour of what they've got going on. There's Hashkey Global, a licensed virtual asset exchange. Then we've got Hashkey Exchange itself, Hashkey Capital, brokerage, cloud, tokenization, OTC, Tokyo Hash Chain, and even AI initiatives. Yeah, they've built an empire. And here's the kicker. They're fully compliant with regulations. You can see all their licenses clearly displayed, which is always a good sign. Plus, they've already locked in some impressive partnerships. Personally, I'm excited about ArtX being in the mix. Why? Because they're working with Ripple to tokenize assets, starting with $100 million. 0 cents on the XRP ledger. I'm confident this is going to grow quickly. And let's be clear, this isn't some no-name player. A lot of people are wondering, is Hashkey really a big deal? The answer is a resounding yes. They're a major force, especially on the global stage. If you're curious about them, take a moment to dive deeper into their story. Hashkey has been around since 2018 and has firmly established itself across multiple key areas. They're not just in the game, they're shaping it. I genuinely believe they're poised to become a huge player in the XRP ecosystem. Why? It's not just their bold tracker fund or their laser focus on Ripple initiatives like money market funds and DeFi solutions. It's also because of their big announcement from April 2024. Trust me, this is a name you'll want to keep an eye on. Over a year ago, we witnessed a major update with Hashkey. This time it was tied to DX. Ripple made waves by partnering with Hashkey DX in Japan, signaling a bold step toward US growth. The announcement, while exciting, could have been communicated more clearly, but the official release did a much better job Here's the scoop. Ripple joined forces with SBI Group and HashKey to launch an XRP ledger blockchain solution, kicking off with supply chain finance. Notably, SBI became the first Japanese corporation to adopt the XRP ledger for supply chain use cases. Ripple's ex-VP also highlighted a massive opportunity, a predicted $16 trillion, 0 cents tokenized market. This partnership suggests Ripple may be shifting its focus beyond US borders, targeting global growth. This exciting update dives into leveraging the XRP ledger within the supply chain space. The official announcement is here, and it's a game changer. The XRP ledger was chosen as the perfect blockchain infrastructure for building a proven supply chain finance solution, thanks to its enterprise-grade reliability and unmatched performance, low costs, and impressive scalability. This partnership inspires confidence in driving real innovation and delivering transformative solutions for businesses in Japan. It's a massive step forward, but that's just the beginning. Let's also take a closer look at HashKey Group, a major player in this space. Founded in 2018, though some say 2019, HashKey boasts over 4,000 registered entities, including 23 banks and 300 suppliers. The company has facilitated over $7 billion, 0 cents in trade volume, and nearly $3 billion, 0 cents in blockchain-based transactions within China alone. No doubt, HashKey is a powerhouse, and this latest development cements their influence. This move by Ripple is monumental, but it's just one of many recent developments around XRP. As I've said before, every single day we're seeing massive strides being made, and soon the price action will speak for itself. Everyone keeps asking, why is XRP pumping? When will we see the big price moves? Honestly, I've seen this play out before back in November, and my answer remains the same. Every piece of positive news, every announcement works like pressure building in a volcano. Eventually, it erupts. And that eruption is coming for XRP. If you've been paying attention, you'll notice this pattern repeats over and over in the crypto space. Back in 2021, we saw altcoins skyrocket left and right. Don't get me wrong, those moves didn't happen randomly. They were fueled by major announcements and big developments. The stronger the news, the stronger the surge. Take XRP in 201, 72018, for example. Everyone still talks about that insane all-time high. Why? Because during that time, Ripple was on fire, dropping announcement after announcement, each one pushing the momentum further. That energy reflected directly in XRP's price. Right now, the crypto world is buzzing, and it's no surprise. Projects are making major moves left and right. Let's take a quick trip back. November through January was a whirlwind. Take HBAR, for example. From its November lows to its peak, it skyrocketed by an incredible 800% in under 80 days. Just let that sink in. Less than 3 months for such a massive leap. And why? A flood of big announcements drove that momentum. Fast forward to now, and guess what? The excitement hasn't slowed down. Over the past few weeks, we've seen some game-changing updates. First, Ripple's acquisition of Hidden Road made waves. You might think, why does that matter? Well, Brad Garlinghouse himself called it a huge win for XRP. That's just one of April's headline-making moments. Then, on April 17th, Hidden Road snagged a license to operate as a broker-dealer, a pivotal step forward. And if that wasn't enough, the 2x long daily XRP ETF launched, with 2 Kroom breaking records as their most successful launch ever. Let me get to the point in just a second, but what's truly wild about all this? Just take a look at the avalanche of ETF filings tied to XRP. This is why I always say by the time the big news hits, the price will already be skyrocketing and everyone will be scratching their heads asking, why is XRP surging? It's the same question I see in the comments every single time. If it's not that, then it's the classic, is it too late to buy? I've watched XRP explode before from under $0.50 to $3.40 in just 80 days. And back then, the number one question in my inbox was, is now the right time to buy? Fast forward to today, and here we are again. Right now, some folks are complaining, staying negative, saying things like, XRP is stuck at $2.00. Deja vu, right? These are the same complaints I heard when XRP was $0.40, $0.50, $0.70. So I have to ask, are we just going to keep falling into the same cycle over and over, or are we going to pay attention to what's really happening? Because let me tell you, there's a completely new game unfolding for XRP, and it's all about institutions. Everything we've seen over the past few weeks has screamed one thing: institutional adoption of the XRP ledger. And let's not forget the ETFs. They're not just a retail play. They're a massive move for institutional investors. Sure, they'll give retail buyers more options, but the real story here is the institutional exposure. The real story here lies in the institutions backing these ETFs. Take a look at the names behind some of these XRP ETF filings. Bitwise, Canary, 21 Shares, Wisdom Tree. These aren't small retail-focused brands. These are heavyweight institutional players driving the adoption of the XRP ledger and XRP itself. Why? Because they see the potential. They know XRP ETFs could generate massive returns, and they want to be at the forefront of this financial evolution. What's more, announcements like the Tracker Fund are game changers, paving the way for institutional investors to gain exposure to XRP. These developments are opening floodgates for institutions to step into the XRP space. Even Ripple has been laser focused on this shift over the past couple of years, with a clear mission, institutional DeFi on the XRP ledger. From partnerships like the one with Hidden Road to Ripple's ongoing push for enterprise adoption, it's all about bringing traditional financial giants and institutional investors into the XRP ecosystem. The momentum is undeniable. Just look at the latest update from Uphold on XRP's ETFs. This is more than news. It's a sign of what's to come. Keep your eye on the big picture. XRP is emerging as a top contender for US spot ETF approval, with major players like Franklin Templeton joining the race. According to Keiko, XRP and Solana are leading the ETF buzz thanks to their strong market liquidity, but XRP is pulling ahead, boasting double the 1% market depth of Cardano's ADA and outpacing Solana since late 2024. Since the SEC's 2021 lawsuit, XRP's US market share has surged to new highs, while Solana's has dropped from a 25-30% peak in 2022 to just 16% today. Adding fuel to the fire, Ethereum's 2x leveraged XRP ETF made a splash, raking in $5 million 0 cents in volume on its first day, a record-breaking launch for the provider. The ETF landscape for XRP is heating up fast, and these developments are undeniable catalysts for what's to come. Here's the kicker. Everyone's expecting instant price jumps, but real growth takes time. Whether it's XRP, Hedera, or XDC, big moves often build quietly. All the announcements that seem to fall under the radar, they matter. In November, XRP surprised everyone, and it's just getting started. You might say, well, it was because of the election, or maybe the impact of Trump, or even the markets opening up. Sure, that's one angle. But let's take a step back and look at all the major announcements leading up to November, because hindsight always tells the real story. Think about it. The XRP ledger was buzzing with massive tokenization moves. We saw RTX making waves, the Axelar integration shaking things up, and what was it? OpenLedge or something along those lines stealing the spotlight. All these groundbreaking tokenization and ROI developments were shaping 2024, building up to that pivotal big updates, EVM sidechains, and major integrations. So much has been happening with the ledger to fully embrace native smart contracts. Yet, all of these moves flew under the radar because of negative price action leading up to November. Then, suddenly, the spotlight hit, and everyone started realizing why XRP is poised to dominate the space. The same thing is happening right now. Update after update, positive news piling up, yet the price remains stagnant. But when things finally take off, everyone's going to be asking the same question. Why are we pumping? Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more free content. Peace out.